Hey, so I can't really actually see what I'm recording right now, because the sun's in my eyes. Anyway, come around here. You can see right now. I'm gonna walk you around here because it's really noisy. Sorry from the road traffic. So maybe around here is a bit quieter. I don't know. Can't see. It's crazy. Hang on. There we go. So I'm in front of our chapel in Glenview. A lot of road noise. I never realised this. And I think it's probably because there's lots of kids running around usually when we're here, and it's not like a weekday. But anyway, this is our chapel. You can see even during lockdown the lawns have been done and the gardens are looking lovely. And I thought I brought you here today because what's sort of like last night at midnight we've gone to level 1 lockdown here in New Zealand, so that means that we don't have to worry about mass gatherings anymore. We can, which is really great and really cool, but our church is still going to move to phase 1, which shouldn't be confused. Phase 1 is different. Phase 1 means that we can still only meet up to 99. So I think our bishop and stake presidents are still figuring those out. But needless to say, well, I was thinking about coming back to church and now reading this week, and I'll go back around here because it's just a bit noisy with sirens and stuff. And it's a bit quiet around here. Here we go. The chapel doors. Apologise for the noise. Anyway, so I was thinking, in Alma 10, they sort of like, he lays out, this is Amulek can talking to Zeezrom, and he lays out the whole like monetary system, and it goes from like verses 5 through to 19, so that's a lot of verses, and lays out what each coin is and what it's worth and why it's there. But you know, when I first read this like years ago, I was like, why would we need to know that? Like, what's that point? But the point is, oh my gosh, the scriptures are flying everywhere. It's really windy. It's a beautiful looking day, but it's cold and windy. So anyway, over in verse 22, you find out why, and it's because Zeezrom offers him 6 onties of silver, and if you go back to verse 13, it says an onti was as great as them all. I'm going to put these scriptures down because they're just blowing in the wind. But anyway, sorry for the angle. What happens is that where was I? Amulek says, like, why are you offering me this money? Because like, I'm not gonna give up my testimony for money. I know that's a lot of money, but I'm not gonna do that. And then he says to Zeezrom, and I perceive that you're not going to give me the money anyway. You're just trying to see what's going to make me give up my testimony and deny Christ. And it just had me thinking of course, like, Zeezrom's like, oh my gosh, you got my thoughts right, and starts freaking out a little. And we read on next week that he freaks out a lot more. But it had me thinking that, you know, during lockdown and coming out of it, how beautiful it's going to be for people to come back to church and be able to take the sacrament for those that didn't. For some of us were able to do that at home, and that was beautiful too. And how we're going to maybe not want to come back to church right away because we're still going to be a little wary of crowds and how it's going to look and what it's going to be like and how different it all is, and how many of us now are struggling with, including myself here, just how everything's different. There's different schedules, different ways we organize things, and it's kind of frightening. And I've had to reschedule my life to make it work, and in that process we can lose what our gospel study was. And so what I'm getting at here is, while the people I know, including myself here too, because no amount of money is ever going to make me give up my testimony. It's just not going to happen, because I know it's not worth it. No amount of money. And maybe there are people that would, but no one that I really know that I can think of anyway. However, what I have seen is that they sort of put aside the things of Christ and have let the things of the world creep in. So while it might not be money, there are other things of the world that hold value, that they've assigned more value to than their testimony and their scripture study and their Come Follow Me study. And that's saddening, because it's just not cool. I don't want that. And it just, you know, and I just thought, well, coming back to level 1, and we get to create these new schedules. If you didn't have Come Follow Me study in there, add it in now. And if you did have it there and it's disappeared, add it back, because we totally need that. And I've told you many times, and Dave will tell you the same thing, that he said, oh, I didn't have time, oh, I got busy. And it's like, no, you make time and you do this first, because if you put that first, everything else just flows and is easier, not easy, easier. Which brings me to quoting Dumbledore. You're gonna laugh. It's actually J.K. Rowling, of course, because she wrote it, but when Dumbledore says to Harry Potter, the time is fast coming when we must decide between what is right and what is easy. And it's not that, because the quote is usually what is right and wrong. And it's not that the people I know that come to church, especially this building, because there's some wonderful people that come here, it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's just that they're maybe missing some of the things out because it's easier. And while it might seem easier, it's not right. So that's where it left me to this week. And that I really like that Amulek pushed away Zeezrom and said, nope, not going to happen. And then, you know, went on to testify of Jesus Christ. So go read that and study, Come Follow Me. And this format, I'm just doing this one as like a little extra, but I'm going to change this to like our lesson, and I'll do more of them, but I'll do them like next week. You'll see some pop up about next week's lesson. So I was hopefully we can get back to Institute, and I'll be able to teach them again, because I miss them so much. But that's my thoughts today. Hopefully it wasn't too brain scattered for you. And now I'm squinting in the sun. Oh, don't you love New Zealand weather? I should turn you around so you can see it. See? It's really pretty. Yeah. It's really cold and windy too. Okay, well, you guys have a good day, week, whatever you're doing watching this. And I'll see you next time. Bye.